Welcome to Growing Your Team, a podcast designed for small business owners seeking to grow their company with the help of employees and contractors. Your time is limited, which means growing and leveraging teams is essential for business success. The Growing Your Team podcast is the place to learn tips and techniques designed to help you know when it's the right time to hire, how to select perfect fit team members, and how to maximize productivity while creating a positive work environment. Drawing from her 10-plus years of leadership and hiring experience, here is your host, Jamie Van Kuyk.
Hello, Jamie Van Kuyk here, and welcome back to the Growing Your Team podcast. There are some exciting things going on over here at Growing Your Team, and I'm so excited to be sharing them with you. At Growing Your Team, we are getting ready to hire our first employee. So I guess that's more, I am getting ready to hire my first employee and expand Growing Your Team from being just me to being an official team. Now, in the past, I've worked with some amazing contractors who have helped me with one-off projects and things that really needed to get done in my business. But this is the first time I will be hiring an employee. And I am so excited, and I cannot wait to be sharing this journey with you. Now, because this is the Growing Your Team podcast, and I guide business owners through hiring their team members, I decided that I am going to be very open and honest and share a lot with you all as I go through this process. Why? Because it's nice for me to talk about things and teach you, but I'm going to pull back the curtain and give you a look at what really goes on within a business as they are making this journey. The decisions that need to be made, the thought process people go through, the challenges that exist as we go to hire our perfect team members. Because I'm pretty sure you have heard this, the saying, the cobbler's children don't have shoes. And that's very true when it comes to a lot of businesses, is either one, business owners are too busy doing what they do really well for other people that they don't save time to do it themselves. Or the other part of that is it's hard to see your business in the same light that you see other people's businesses. So even though you might be an expert in doing something for other people, doing it for yourself becomes harder because you're so stuck in the middle of everything that you don't have that outsider's perspective. So I'm going to share with you everything as I go through this journey. Now, I will say that this is going to be a longer journey for me than probably most of you guys are going to take when you go to hire your first team member. And the reason is because I'm doing a lot of planning and preparation and everything, so that way I can share with you guys. Also, currently, these episodes where I am sharing, they're only coming out every other week, so things might be going on and moving a lot quicker on my side than sharing these episodes, but I do want to make sure that even if it's delayed a few weeks after it actually happened in my business, that I'm sharing all the juicy details with you so you can learn. So if you have any questions as I go through this journey, if there's anything in particular that you want me to cover, send me an email and I'll make sure to either respond to your email directly or include it in my next episode. So you could reach me at Jamie, Jamie, at growingyourteam.com to send your questions. So let's talk about for a few minutes why now is the right time for me to explore hiring a team member for my business. Now, knowing when it's the right time to hire is something that I talk about all the time. And you can go back and listen to episode number 5, where we covered how to know if hiring is the right move. And I gave you the 4 signs that it's time to hire within your business. And just to do a very, very quick recap, it's 1, you're having to say no to customers that you would love to work with. 2, you're providing poor customer service to your current customers or losing out on opportunities because you can't respond to new customers quickly enough. 3, there's a way you want to expand your business, but you can't because you're limited on time. Or 4, you lack a certain skill set or knowledge within your business, and it's a better value for you to spend your money on the right person, to spend your time learning how to do it. But make sure you go back and listen to that episode. So once again, that is episode number 5 on how to know if hiring is the right move, to learn all the details around those 4 signs. So in my business, I will honestly say that it's a mixture of a few of those, and me being able to proactively see that some of those are coming that are contributing to the fact that I am going to be making my first hire for an employee within my business. Like I said, I've already worked with contractors in the past, so that's sign number 4, that I lack a certain skill set or knowledge for my business. That is something that I've already been doing. I typically, for the time being, for my business, if there's something that I lack the skill set and knowledge around and it's not worth my time learning, it's more so for those one-off tasks where I'm working with a contractor for kind of like a once and done project. But now I'm seeing some other things going on in my business, or I see where I'm leading to certain things going on in my business, and I want to make sure I'm being proactive to hire before those things happen. Because the problem is sometimes if we wait for these signs to be flashing in front of our face, like this big red light, we're typically too far in the weeds, which then also means it's going to be harder for us to train somebody, spend the time also before we could train someone interviewing and making our hiring selections because we don't have time in our business. So if you could be proactive and identify that the need is coming before the need is actually there, you're going to be in a much better place. So let me pull back the curtain a little bit and tell you about what's going on in my business. So let's first say sign number 1, which is having to say no to customers that you would love to work with. Now, I will honestly say that this has not happened yet. However, back in October, so it's April right now, but back in October, I had my best month ever. It was amazing with the amount of new clients that came my way, and it was kind of like a flood of business. And to get through it all, because I was like, yes, like I'm not turning this stuff away. This is amazing. I then had to work a lot of extra hours in order to get everything done. I loved it. It was amazing. And then it gave me the opportunity to kind of put a hold on some new customers for November and December and not really do a whole lot of marketing. So that way I could focus on my current customers while spending time with my family for the holidays. So it definitely worked out really well. But I said to myself, and anyone that was with in a business group or my husband, I said, well, this obviously isn't something that can happen again. I know now that I went through that if my revenue is at that level every month, I need a team member because I am not willing to continually sacrifice time with my family, my downtime, my sleep time in order to serve a business of that level. I could do it for a month. I can do it for the beginning part of the next month as some of those short-term clients and everything where I was still working with them before they rolled off, but I am not willing to do that on an ongoing basis. So if my revenue, or not if, when my revenue starts getting close to hitting that every month, it's a sign that I'm going to have to bring someone in to help me. And since then, if you read a lot of business books, especially they talk about this in Profit First a lot, your best month is not a sign of what your business can truly do until it becomes your average month. And that was definitely true there. I had that amazing month in October, and then things went back down, but they've been steadily climbing since. So I can see, based on what I have on the books, what I have in my pipeline, what is kind of in that cold outreach, but it's most likely going to end up in that good pipeline. Just knowing my business, I know that I'm getting back to that level where I was in October. And within a few months, that is going to be my consistent month, which means, like I said, I can't do it alone. So if I don't want to have to say no to customers, if I don't want to leave money on the table and leave people not being able to get the help that they need, I need to hire a team member for my business to help support my business so these clients can be told, yes, we can help you, and get the customer service and the product and everything else that they are paying for in a timely manner. Which then brings us to sign number 2, that I'm also proactively seeing that it's coming in my business. And this is sign number 2 is, like I said, when you start losing customers due to poor customer service. And how am I proactively seeing this in my business? Well, some things are going on. One, I know that there's times where I want to send an update to a client, but by the time I can send that update to a client, because I'm doing this and that and other things, it's a little bit later than I feel comfortable sending that update to the client. So maybe I meant to send it yesterday, but I'm sending it first thing today instead. And maybe the customer isn't feeling that yet, but I do. I notice it because it's not up to my timelines. There's also times where maybe it's a referral or a lead comes my way and I don't respond to it as quickly as I would like to. Now, once again, these are timelines that I'm putting on to things, which maybe they're not feeling it on their side yet, but I'm feeling it on my side, and I don't like that. I want, if a referral or lead comes my way, to be able to respond to it almost immediately or as soon as I'm out of whatever meeting I'm currently in. So that way I'm more likely to be able to get on a conversation with that person. And so I can see these things of, okay, what needs to happen in my business so I can give the customer service levels that I want to give to my customers and to my potential customers? What can I get off my plate in order to better serve? And so I'm starting to see that. And also going back to the first sign, if my workload continues to increase because my revenue continues to increase, then what is going to happen? And one thing that I know that will not happen is that I will not let my customer service slide. I will not let my clients feel like they're not supported. So because I will not let this happen, I am proactively seeing that it could happen, and I am then taking the steps to resolve it before it becomes a problem. So those are 2 things that are going on in my business. The other thing that ties with sign number 3, there's things you want to do in your business, but you can't because you don't have the time, also kind of applies here. I have big visions of what I want to happen with growing your team this year. And guess what? I can't do it all on my own. There are things right now around that I'm starting to work with some contractors and experts in order to get my strategies prepared, to get items prepared so I can go and do these bigger things, these other things that I really want to do. But the problem is, how do I continue these things? How do I actually execute these strategies that we're putting in place by myself? And the answer is, I can't. So I actually have bits and pieces of these 3 things either going on in my business, these 3 signs, I will say, going on in my business, or I see that they're coming. So I am then proactively preparing. And now you could sit there and say, well, if it's not actually happening, should you be doing it now? Because is there such thing as being too proactive? So you see these things are coming, and you jump the gun too soon. You go and hire too soon. Well, here's the thing. As we'll get in later episodes, you need to do some preparation work if you want a successful hire. It's not about just deciding you want to hire someone and going and filling that position tomorrow. There's things that you need to do in order to be successful. So because I see these signs, and this could be going on in your business too, you can start preparing for that hire. You can start making sure you have all your ducks in a row with a hiring strategy, with your processes and everything. So that way, when it's the right time to flip the switch, you are ready to go and you don't have to go and create everything at that moment in time. But if you know that hiring is the right move, because you go back and listen to, once again, episode number 5, and you know that you have those signs that you need to hire, or that you are proactively seeing those signs in your business and you know that they're going to be here because you can see that your business is getting to that level soon, then you need to start getting ready. You need to start preparing. And you can schedule time with me directly and we can talk about what's going on in your business so we can make sure you're on the path for hire and success, or continue listening. Because like I said, I am going to pull back the curtain and share with you my journey as I go to hire my first employee. And I'm so excited to be making this step, and I'm so excited to be sharing all the juicy details with you. So make sure you tune in over the next few months as I share everything that I am going through as I make my first hire, and how you can be successful as you make hires within your small business.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Growing Your Team with your host, Jamie Van Kuyk. Be sure to subscribe and head on over to growingyourteam.com to connect, access the show notes, and discover more ways to hire and leverage your perfect fit team.